Hi, so right now we are opening up class by doing the following. Okay, guys, what I need you to do is go through your draft right now. You're going to need to read your draft right now. And you are reading it with the lens of what is your why? You just did all this math, you did all this work. Why did you do it? This needs to be rooted in like a higher purpose. What would be the implications for research in this area? Why is this important to you? You need to read through your draft and see, where is this mentioned? Where is your why mentioned? It needs to be previewed in the beginning. It needs to be tied back to the higher purpose at the end. If you can't locate your why, it needs to be in there before I read it tonight, or your personal engagement score is not going to be great. Okay, IB needs to know, or you did a whole bunch of math, cool, but why? Okay, so that's what you're reading it for right now, scanning, and then we're going to do formatting in a couple of minutes, okay? Okay, we are going to go through and get our drafts all set up, okay? Your IA draft, that means completed in full for a grade, is due today. IB says I'm only allowed to give feedback on your IA once. So the better your draft, the better your feedback. This is like my formal feedback to you. This is what IB says. I'm only allowed to read it and mark it up one time. So I hope you've prepared a fully made document, because if your document is done, then I can give you good feedback. If you hand in something that's not done, what is my feedback going to be? This is not done. You have now missed the opportunity for authentic, worthwhile feedback on your paper, right? If you don't complete the IA, you cannot sit for the IB exam. I've seen almost everyone's work for the IA so far, so I think we should be okay in that regard. This is the IB criteria for draft grading. These are the criterion that you will be graded on: communication, mathematical presentation, personal engagement, reflection, and use of mathematics. So down here is a breakdown of all the achievement levels that you could get. So it's pretty much like communication is out of a 4. Does your paper flow? Can I follow along with what you're saying? Did you take me on a journey, or did you just dump a bunch of screenshots into the paper, right? Dump a bunch of screenshots, 1. Took me on a journey and I know what I'm reading and I can follow along, 3 or 4, right? Mathematical presentation. Do you still have carets with a 2, caret 2, instead of something being squared where you typed it with equation editor? You get hammered for mathematical presentation if everything isn't typed like math. Personal engagement, that was where we kind of rooted back in and made sure that our purpose and our why was explained. It's really hard to get a 4 in personal engagement. That's like people doing wild things. But I'd say most people are aiming for a 2 or a 3 in this category. Reflection, there should be analysis throughout. If you're taking the reader on a math journey and you're saying, like, I started it this way, but then I realized that my numbers wouldn't work if I started it this way, or I had to change my X variable to something different, like, that's reflection. That's analysis throughout. That's good. Leave that in there, right? You don't want to just be like, it was perfect on the first try, right? Because I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure you spent a lot of time, like, tweaking stuff. That counts as analysis throughout. So if you have a conclusion that's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I already talked about everything, that's okay, because that means you probably did analysis throughout, okay? If you are missing some analysis, a good way to put some analysis in is like, if this experiment were repeated, I would have done it XYZ differently. If someone were to repeat my experiment, I would recommend that they tweak the following, right? So that could be another way to add analysis in if you don't really have too much. Criterion E is use of mathematics. I feel like I've had my eyes on almost everyone's math in here, right? And it was good. Okay. All right. So if you're going through and you just want to see, what examples in each one of these criterion could be, on the website, it's really awesome. They are like annotated student work, and you can look through and see what you can expect for yours. This is the rubric I use for grading your draft. It's the exact same rubric, it's just shortened because I fill one of these out for each person. So if you got a score of a 2 and you were expecting a 3, or you were pleasantly surprised, you can always go back to that website and double check example student work and see, what they got versus what you got. Yeah.
Are you doing like the rubric right now, or when you actually like grade, or wait, do you actually grade it, or just the IB people?
Yeah, when I grade it, I go through and I grade it and I do it like according to the rubric
So
here.
like in a couple months, you're not doing this rubric like.
No, I do this now. I'm grading this now, right? So then you could see like what your IA would get right now, and then now you have an opportunity over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's due like the first week in March or something like that, to fix it and try to earn more points. If you already have a perfect score in communication, well, that part you don't need to focus on that part, right? So that's why I'm like grading it with the rubric now. And then I opened up a few more meetings. I'm gonna have to just take a look. Just take a look on the IA lunch meetings document as I add more. I think I only have like a week or two past right now, but I'll add more as we get there. And then just, first of all, don't expect to have a perfect IA. I would be doing you a great disservice if I graded your IAs with inflated grades, because then you would get dinged when they head off to IB and they moderate the grades and they regrade it, right? So I'm going to give you the grade that IB would give you, okay? So there are not that many 20s. That would be a perfect score. So just kind of moderate your expectations, but the good news is we have a couple of weeks for you to improve, okay? And every year there's like 1 or 2 kids who miss a 7 by only a few points. So this has got to be good, because how heartbroken would you be if you were like, I was really stressed out and I didn't really care about the IA and I kind of just like got it and turned it in and like whatever, and then you are like 2 points away from the 7 margin. How angry would you be, right? So put your best foot forward, do your best, and just make sure you're set up for success in the future, right? Okay, here's our formatting checklist. So go through and make sure all of this stuff is done, okay? You are going to make sure that your paper is double spaced, size 12 font, Times New Roman, standard margins, add page numbers in the bottom right. Works cited or bibliography, make sure it's neat and it's all in one type. You can either pick MLA format or APA format. And that's going to go at, you guys know how to do a works cited right at the end of your paper. Sure, that could be a good citation, or where you pulled images, where you pulled data, right? So if you conducted your own experiment, you probably don't have that many cites or citations, versus if you like, I remember Liana like pulled a bunch of data from online, so she's gonna have to cite all that data. So it just depends on what your topic was. And then finally, remove all identifying information. So like your name, the names of subjects, Hilton High School. If you like went out and did a survey, make sure nobody's name is on the survey. It's supposed to be anonymous, yeah.
So there's not like the very bottom of the page, you know, say the footer, and then you put options.
Yeah, I could set up a fake one if you still didn't get it, but if you got it. Did you get it? You good? Okay. All right, call me over if you need any help.
So I should talk about how it's the experiment. We can't have a photo of me. With like just a straight up look of time in your eye. I think my favorite.
Yeah, it's like you type your entire thing out and they send it out and like, have fun. Has to be teacher. So my pictures are like terrible. There you go, here's my ring.
Okay, now it's this one. It is a photo.
documentation. Wait, how many pages?
No.
Wait, I don't know.
She said I need to come for the project. Good, I just don't think it lends to the communication of what's going on. Do you know what I mean? I can take a picture of the phone and I'm like, look at my face.
I took like 4.
That looks good.
So it's
Homemade yogurt. No, not homemade yogurt. Homemade granola. Yogurt with chia seeds. Homemade granola. You stir up oats. This has pistachios, goji berries.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
And then you just toast it in the oven. I was lazy, I just toasted it in the oven.
That sounds amazing. I was going with the best like dishes. The niche.
Yeah, you gotta have good food to get through the next.
Wow. Okay, I have good food to get you through it, right? You want to? Katie wants to go out.
Oh my god, those are girls.
Oh, she gotta go.
No, that's okay. No, that's fine. I don't care. You don't want the over to the voltage Mountain Dew stuff for face mask?
why do you have that?
I guess.
You guys have a base?
They literally put their Johnny Tennis's do not sell.
Then why don't you just throw it out?
She doesn't know.
Bro, Anna Maria is Mr. Fred. She does not live to She does not bend.
I was thinking of your IA topic. I like what when I was like the business brain or like.
So they generated kind of like a chat room or like an area where bots can go hang out. They were left alone for like a couple of days and they already like created a religion, established like a system of government, and I forget what else they did. But they were like talking smack about the humans that made them, like so ridiculous. I know, doesn't it feel like a very bad idea?
You decided that Peyton.
I don't like that.
I'm stuck actually. Click the bottom of the page. Double click. Just say you option. Oh my god.
And then the video. Is it a link?
I think we were stuck.
I would just screenshot a few key parts of your video, I think, maybe when you start, in the middle, when the, like, what it looks like.
What's done?
Go to the bottom.
Mr. P reading it.
Yeah, please remember all these.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Pages is not your last page.
Well, that means that only for when you sell.
That's
Wait, it needs to be the bottom.
That's a lot.
And like when you highlight it, hit like.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, no. No, there's a better way.
Oh.
And then it doesn't prevent me from watching.
You're smart.
I know.
Actually, I make $1 more than wage, so. I'm working in the morning sometime. Did you hear that this whole time? I work at Advisement, so they're bringing self checkout in the morning.
I know. I haven't worked at Kohl's in years. But I got the sweatshirt for $4. Yeah, with my girlfriend. For $4. It's generic. Hades.
This sweater was made in Hades.
Um,
Excited, my first thing now.
Where are we at? Who needs more time? Raise your hand.
All in one
All right.
What is it?
Let me see what else we have to do.
Any words to say?
What? There's like 2 citation ways you can pick. One is APA, one is MLA. That's like the way that you cite it. You can like search up like MLA citation generator and it'll prompt you for a bunch of information and then it'll make the citation for you if you want. You just have to pick one and go with it. You can't have like MLA and APA, you just pick one.
Why did you think you
All right.
The only website I used over in my election as a note for myself because I forgot to add the definition and I didn't put my so I have a website.
Go to a citation generator and it'll help you with that. I think Google has one too within there.
Oh yeah, this has a. Mine's gonna be something. So I had to put the script in
We would put screenshots of it in your own head. So we have to see all those questions. You know what I mean? They can't follow like submitted as
Every work set is a single YouTube video.
Yeah, if my work site is a single YouTube video, is that fine?
Yeah.
It's like, I did all of it on my own, it's just the
Hold on.
one YouTube video I used to do.
Don't worry, they are just
You're supposed to have it.
It's a not what I want. She just said that
you made an experiment, right?
So you don't have
See, like mine would have one thing, and it was just how to work on it, in the area of the person.
No, you have to cite where you look up Adobe.
like the video.
Yeah.
Oh, I should figure out what
I don't know if the game's name is
every review.
I think one of my favorite things is when, I don't know why my email alerts me when you guys like resolve a comment. And when it says like rejected, it just makes me laugh every time. When that you've like rejected a suggestion. Are we ready? Yeah. Huh? We only have a couple more minutes, so can I show them what we're doing next and you can finish this? Okay. Are you with me? We are going to go through the last stage here. So, this is the similarity check and references check. So, in your Google Doc, you're going to go to the following. Extensions, Turnitin Draft Coach, Turnitin Draft Coach.
Wait, is this one? Wait,
This checks for like you pulling stuff from other websites. And if you've used AI to write a portion of your paper, it doesn't always show up on this, but IB has access to different tools than we do. So if you did use AI to help you, that's okay. Just go through and make sure it's in your own words. So go through and change some of the wording, because do you see what I mean? Like, we're limited by our tools to check here, but they are not. You don't want to do a giant project and do all this work and then it's a 0 because you used AI. So you have to go through and make sure everything is in your own words. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Did everybody go through the Turnitin Draft Coach Google Doc portion? Can I go to the next slide? Okay. So you're going to go to the similarity tab, which is like the next piece that comes up. and see if there are any quotes you need to cite. This is actually super helpful because it'll help you generate citations for stuff that you might have pulled. It's okay if there's a little bit of a similarity with like other stuff. If you do get some similarity, raise your hand and I'll come through and check if it's an appropriate amount. Because some is okay, others are not okay. Mm-hmm.
So it says this is similar to something that I've never had.
It's 1%. You're fine.
Okay. I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, call me over if you get a percentage. I'll let you know.
That's very okay. Can I get rid of the purple highlighting now?
Yeah, I think I go through it in the next 5
What is it?
Yeah.
4%. What's going on?
What's your percent if you need some help? 1%.
It says private contact. Oh, it's one. It's literally half the time to get rid of the issues.
Anybody in percent they want me to look at? 1% is fine.
In the
26%. Not great.
Well, I don't understand, like, there's these, like, degrees of freedom, how is that played?
Oh, okay. I mean, I think you're a little too, like, was it all 1%? Then that's fine, because it's being pulled from a ton of different random things. Yeah, that's totally fine. I thought one thing was 26%, I was like, oh my, this is something, you're fine.
Not trying to
You
somehow.
have to agree to all the things.
Of course you're right.
Just click on.
Run some. At least you get it by tonight. I can grade 30.
I can, I just want to make sure you get it by,
And now you just sit there and
Oh,
wait
okay.
until
Because
your
you're
percent.
tonight.
Yeah, that's okay.
like, if it's at like 2 a.m., is that okay?
Yeah.
You'll be the last one that we grade.
I was therefore owned by
It's
someone.
okay, but you are losing
4%.
Miss Falchuk.
Hey.
I am.
Claims that the word therefore is stolen.
Oh man, it belongs to someone?
Apparently.
I'm gonna attend it in 12 hours. Who does it belong to?
It's like when it's late.
Okay. Next.
I have 8%.
Oh, now you have to run a citations check. This is super helpful because it'll tell you that you got to cite some stuff. Citations are fine. Research is made from pulling from things before us. We stand on the shoulders of giants. If you've used something, that's fine. You just need to cite it. It doesn't make your paper any less than. Does that make sense? It is okay to cite stuff. Oh, that's it. Okay, so then who was asking me something that they needed more help? Was it you? You need another minute? Do you want me to go back to the other side or you're fine? Okay.